you have to take it there. And if he realizes that he can win by biting the leash, and this is a side that people don't get to see. And when you have these dogs that were bred to keep going and going and going and going, this is what you're gonna have to do. And if you go through these scenarios and now he wins, then he learns this is the only thing he has to do to act out.
Here with Iron Sharp K9, you are at World Pet Health, and hopefully you're not dealing with a dog who is a hoodlum. I'm talking a Harlem Night hoodlum, one of them gang bangers. Look, there are breeds that are more motivated than others, and in this case, I knew, and if you pay attention, we just did an episode with Chris Moore talking about how stubborn the bulldog is. You go, well, what does that mean? Well, it looks just like what you saw in the last episode. What does that mean? At some point, with all breeds that are a little aggressive, blocky, hard-headed, there's going to be a come to Yahweh meeting, aka Jesus.
Jesus.
There you go. And in that meeting, somebody has to win. And if you let the dog win, you will always, for one, have a dog who's willing to test you. And even more importantly, you might not ever regain, I guess, what would you call it? The strength or the...
I mean, for lack of better words, control.
Oh, that's it. You won't ever gain control. So Stan, you've dealt with dogs and literally had to deal with dogs who you walked into the situation knowing you were going to get bit. What are the things that person may have done wrong before they called you? Because after that, in my opinion, it's too late. But go ahead, walk them through.
I mean, a lot of times people encourage these behaviors because when the dog is small and it's a puppy, they bite on them. Oh, it's funny, it's cute. And then that dog turns into a 150-pound XL bully. And then it's like, hey, whenever I correct a dog, he comes up and nips at me. Yeah, you should have corrected that when he was younger. A lot of people allow behaviors to go on because it's quote-unquote cute. 2 rules. You don't bite me or you don't bite the leash. If I have a tug, that's something completely different. But if we're walking, no, that does not happen. And like you saw in the last video, Joker was walking, corrected him a couple times. He bit at the leash, thought that was going to get the correction to stop. It didn't. So then he was like, I don't really have a relationship with you, so I'm going to try you. I'm going to come up and try to nip at you. And most people will be like, oh shit, the dog just tried to bite me. Let me stop doing it. Nah, we finna go. And then I was going to continue to correct him, but Trevor said, let me get the leash.
It's one of those things where, you know, if I wasn't who I was, then of course I'd have been like everybody else, a little afraid, like, oh man, thank God I got Stan. I'm like, no. Because Stan leaves, I have to deal with this dog. And I know what to implement to ensure that. And again, he knows what to do. He's doing a great job. Hell, I could send Joker with him for a week and he'd probably come back a different dog. But at the end of the day, he's my dog. And we do this to try to show you guys that it ain't perfect. There will come to Jesus moments with ego, believe it or not. There's a lot of come to Jesus moments with all these hoodlums, Zara included. Zara refused to walk on a leash when she was a puppy. Came back and she tore my whole house up. I said, you know what? I'm a reformed Negro, so I ain't gonna beat her to death. Let's just be clear. So before I even cleaned the house up, I said, boom, let me get on a leash, stimulator, walk her 2 miles. We get down the stairs around the sidewalk and she starts bucking and kicking and acting like a donkey. I'm like this. So if you didn't pay attention, I learned this trick. I put my hand in my pocket and that keep me from really losing my shit. I just drag the dog. Sometimes, depending on how tall the dog is, I'll keep it right here to make sure that they have no slack in the leash. So they're either walking with me or they're walking with me. And then there's so many other things to do. And then there's, of course, some reward-based stuff. But the first thing, we're not going to reward bad behavior. We're not going to do that. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to keep chasing cars. We're not going to hit the end of the leash and not know who's in charge, which means I have to double down on communication training and a bunch of other stuff. And at the end of the day, Joker is a part of the future that I want to build, which means we have to get him in line. And I assure you, we will get him in line. That being said, Sam, any other advice you have for those people that may be dealing with a dog that has some behavioral issues or won't listen?
Yeah. If you're getting these dogs, you have to set boundaries early because again, the Joker's going to be he's probably 120 pounds when he's finished.
He'll be 95 to 105, but that's a good sized bulldog to say the least.
Yes, and he's going to have a head about this size and it's going to be a lot more intimidating. A big ass head coming at you, like, oh no. But we're stopping it early. We're going to correct it early and it's probably going to take
Week or two.
Yeah, you know, 7 dozen sessions to get him to the point where we're satisfied and happy with it. And ideally, it'd be quicker.
Not to cut you off, but even more important, this is what happens too. Let's say I get him walking around the house. He's just walking around the pool comfortable. We could go right outside the front door. A car come. He go right back to his old behavior. You guys don't know how extensive the process could be in dealing with one correction, because then you got another one.
And then you got to go to the front yard. So it is a process, especially if you have these stubborn dogs. These dogs were bred to do gangster shit. And if you don't want to take them to that mode, do not get these dogs. I've even had to have a come to Jesus meeting with Boot, as soft as he is. He tried me once. Oakley, Rocco, Hero, we can just name it. If you have these confident dogs and you build a level of confidence in that dog, they're going to test you. And if they test you and they win, then they know they can get away with stuff. And again, this is about keeping the dog and everybody else safe. If he keeps chasing cars, he can break the leash and go get hit, and then we lose the dog.
Hey, and that's worse than dealing with what we're doing with people, to be clear. I mean, shout out to Kaizen, because they got some good leashes, man. And if they didn't have those good leashes, there's been a few times, even with the little pink, purple lavender one Joker's wearing, I was like, woo! The way he was hitting that booger, I said, dude, if he hits this thing one more time, I'm almost waiting for it to snap, which clearly I don't want to happen. I go, bruh, thank goodness, thank God they put some good leashes, because he didn't hit that thing hard. And it's still intact. But to be clear, that's a whole nother journey, and I'll do my best to capture it. No dog was beat or harmed in these videos, to be clear. It just, like you see me dripping sweat, it's like you gotta keep going and keep going. You gotta get a few wins, a little wins, another win, and you gotta get control of your dog. If everything goes right, on average, Chris Moore's Bulldogs live for 9-10 years. 9-10 years with a fucking hoodlum is like letting a convict in your home who's you know, hanging out because the police ain't caught him, and he terrorizing you every day. You can't get him out. It's like this man got 5 murder charges, and he's sitting in your house, and you know it, he know it, but can't nobody find him. And if you say something, he's like, I'm gonna kill your family. Like, oh wow.
Like Snoop Dogg on Baby Boy. Be a menace, but
it's a whole it's a whole nother thing. So people, remember to take care of your dogs. Behavior is a real thing. Every scenario requires a new level of corrections, but even more importantly, an understanding. Joker's not doing anything wrong. It's who he is. And that's the thing. Like, did he do anything wrong? No. He just want to be a hard-headed kid, and I was a hard-headed kid at some point. I think we all were. There's times where I didn't want to listen, and I was saying, shut up and do whatever else. Then you get out of that, and you go, okay, now I know the power and importance of respect. Both self-respect and respecting others.
Yep.
And that's a phase 2.
And you said in the last episode, you want to match the level of correction with the level of offense. And if you saw the last video, it started out very light, and then he kept going, so we had to raise it, we had to raise it, we had to raise it, until the point where Jesus is coming now. So yeah. You don't want to have everything on a 10, because we don't want the dog to be afraid of us, but we do want them to have respect. If we say no, that's what it means, because no can keep your dog safe at the end of the day, people.
Yeah. And you know, shout out to Stan, and again, people, pace yourself, don't overthink it. I'm actually not angry. You know, it's crazy. I think some people will get in situations like get mad and upset. I'm not mad. I just know now you kind of know the work that's required. So nothing about me is angry. It's like, oh, I got to do more. It's that simple. So I'll do my best to map some of these things and help you guys to the best of my ability. Keep taking care of your dogs, and good luck.